Okay, I can see it on my channel. It says waiting for some reason. Okay, let's try refresh. There it goes. Okay, and turn that down so that we don't have any repeats. Alright. I think we are good to go in terms of working. So hello everyone, welcome to the stream, and yeah, today we're just going to continue coloring and shading this stuff. And yeah, I had to take a break. I had to take a break after working on that one page because holy coloring and shading, that was a lot of work. I have a color reference, right? I believe I do. Just double check that real quick. Yes, I do. Okay. So yeah, this one shouldn't take that long. Like the first two panels don't look like too much work. It's basically just very base colors. Really, really not much shading, to be honest. It's probably just going to be like a black outline kind of thing going on. This one will probably take a little bit of time because it's just a little bit more coloring and shading. This one will be like copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, blah 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 blah. And the bottom one we can just use from an original panel. We'll have to configure it just a little bit, but it's not too bad. Not anything I haven't worked with before. So hopefully everyone's having a great morning with their families and all that stuff. And if you're alone, hopefully you're having a great morning just by yourself, just chilling and having a great time. So yeah, I think we just get started. So we're starting up here. It's basically going to be like a repeat kind of thing. So we don't need to be there. Let's go panel 1. So what I have to do is I have to get a cut. If I can get my pen to behave. Color layer, and then I need a color reference. Okay, so this would be Aquina. So we want this color. Okay, then just hit the undo button. Alright, this shouldn't be too difficult. So right now we're just going to go ahead and get the base colors. That's basically what we're focusing on right now. Okay, I do see a little bit of an issue. That's a problem. But I do think that's all I'm going to probably do is a base color for that one, because that's basically what it is. So panel 1's already done. God, I love panels just like this. Let's do the same thing here. Yeah, that is a problem. But I think I can fix that pretty easily. So, I'm just trying to think of how. The only thing I do is like just put another panel on top of it. Like that's probably the best thing I can do. But I'll worry about that when the time comes. Alright, I need my color reference back because I need to do her eyes. So let's start with the outer part first, which is this color. So hello everyone, hopefully everyone's having a great morning. And yeah, enjoyed the show. I'll try to be as entertaining as I can possibly be, but it's work, so there's definitely no guarantees there. Okay, the inner part of the eye. Ooh. That might actually have to be lighter. Yeah, because her eye in that one was a little different, so let's go lighter. Yeah, something more like that. Something more like that. Okay, now the pupil, I think it's just like a dark black, darkish gray. That should work. Ooh, that's a little too dark. Okay, let's just lighten that up a little bit. That might work. Okay, the inner part of the pupil I'm not too happy with though. That part. So I think this just, whoops. I think this just needs to be a little, hello, I love burning spice. That's a name. So this just needs to be a little bit more on the darker side. That's better. Okay, now the regular part of the eyeball, which is the trickier color. Okay, I'm just in white. There we go. Alright, now we got colors. Okay, so I feel like that's okay as color base. Alright, that's gonna bug me if I don't get that fixed before too long. Let's just move on. Focus on the base colors first. Panel 3. Alright, this is where things are going to get a little bit more tedious because we're working with two characters here. But that's why we got color references, so this makes this 10 times easier. Okay, let's start with Brina, get her base color. Start with her hair first. But yeah, I had to take a few days off from this because, ooh, that last page was a lot more work than I thought it would be. So yeah, I just worked on the other manga that I'm working on right now, outside of YouTube stuff, and I think it's coming along pretty damn well. It's gone way more deeper than I thought it would be, but yeah, it's actually a really much deeper story than I intended it to be. Kind of tackles things about like toxic relationships and like the mental effects of it, stuff like that. I didn't really intend to do that, but apparently it just happened. All right, Brina's skin color. So if you're wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm just getting the base colors set up. And last time that took like an hour to do, so the fact that we're already on panel, what, 3, is saying a lot. Yep, that'll work. Oh, see a little spot that I missed? Okay, the eyeballs. I really don't know what color these are gonna be. That's a good question. They want to be black, maybe just a regular, like, white. I don't know, I'm not really used to these kinds of expressions. Maybe a little bit darker. Maybe just a slight tad bit. Nope, not that. Lighter. Lighter. Like a very, very light gray. No. Maybe white is just the go-to. Maybe that is just the go-to. I'd have to look up a reference to see how this, like, actually looks. I believe it is white, if I'm not mistaken. For, like, if you see this in anime. I believe it is just white. Alright, Layla next. Okay. Mineral layer? Yes. These are my first attempt with like actually a much different kind of like expression. Like a much more exaggerated expression. It's been fun, like making these things, because really it's just been different. Like it's allowed me to really experiment with different things and try different like effects and stuff like that. Ugh. So yeah, I've been having a blast. Even though there are days where it's like, okay, guys, oh shit, okay, that's definitely not that color. All right, we need the skin color, which I think is the same as Brina's. Yep. Why do I keep missing these strands over the eyes? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. But hopefully this don't take like 4 hours again. Because yeah, I don't know if my mentality can handle that. So yeah, I've had to take time off because exhaustion is starting to show. It is definitely starting to show, so I need to pace myself very, very carefully. Too dark. There we go. Okay, now I need a darker shade of this for the inside of the ear. That'll work. Okay, now the horns, which are just a slightly darker shade. Excuse me. All I can hope is that whenever this comes out, which I don't think it's gonna be like too late into 2026. When this comes out, I just hope that the reception's good, because I have put a lot of time and a lot of effort into this. All right, now we need a Queen's colors. So her skin. Well, let's start with the skin color. Background we're not worried about because I plan to do something with the background. Text layers we're not worried about either. What the heck is that? Is this all in the same layer? Oh. I see what I did here. Well, that's actually gonna be kind of annoying because of how this panel shit is working. Okay, so we want the base color first. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be annoying. So let's go base color first for the neck and all that stuff. Slightly darker tone because the underside of the neck is always slightly darker, not that dark. Not that dark either. That might work. I remember that one was more up close. That's why there's no neck there. Okay, now her hair color. So we need to go back here for a minute. I need to get that right color. Something like that. Make sure I'm on the right layer first. Yep. Ooh, that's a problem. Okay, I might have to darken that just a tiny bit more. Is that better? Oh yeah, much better. Okay. Then the back would be a little bit more darker, because that's how hair works. Let's just keep going. Boink, boink. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to put some new frames in, but that's okay. Okay, I see something I missed here, so I think I'm just gonna do this little trick. That works fine. Okay, boink, boink, boink. Oh, I know what that is. Okay, now I need the back color again. Don't worry, guys. We'll get her figured out. We'll get her figured out. The inside of the mouth. Okay, now her color would be just a darker gray. Just along those lines. Yep, we've definitely got to add some frames in between those. A lot of colors are culminating with one another. That's okay, it's not too much of a big deal. I figured out a way to do it more efficiently in Ibis. Okay. Now... is it this one? Yes. See? We can cheat here, because it's literally just a copy-paste of the original that I do remember. We are definitely going to have to configure it a little bit, but that's okay. Let's bring that down just a little bit in terms of opacity. Just trying to figure out how to do this more efficiently, or correctly, so I should say. Okay, we need to turn off the bubble layers. We don't need those. Okay, let's do Brina first. Actually, no, that's the background. Okay, I need to figure out what layer that's on. Layer 24. Okay, so what I need to do is turn this back up to 65, or 100%, excuse me. Get that color. Then I can turn it back down to whatever it was. Fuck. Ah, there we go. That side, that side. Okay, we'll work on that in just a second. Okay, I think I know what to do here. Like I said, this is going to be just a tiny little bit tedious, but not impossible. All I've got to do is just erase the excess, and slowly but surely we'll get this. Okay, 24. Let me see if I could just do this trick. Okay, I can. I think that is the... is that this? I believe it is, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. This is going to be a little tricky, but we'll get her. We'll get her done. Actually, that might work just as a base color. That... whoops. Alright, started looking good. Now we just got to get this correct. Make sure I'm on the right layer first. Oh, oops, I need to turn it back up to 100%. I needed to get the colors first before I did anything. Whoops. Careful. Okay, now comes the fun part. That is part of the main colors, right? I believe so. Yep. Okay, what are these little dots? Please go away. Okay, I'll just do that. Either way, we'll make it work. It'll work, guys. It'll work. Okay. I think I know how to make this work just fine. Just gotta think of where the hell it would go. Because I can really toy with this one. Let's see. That'd be here, right? There we go. Yep. And I can put them behind this panel. Look, guys, if there is an easier option, you bet your ass I'm taking it. End of story. If there is an easier option, I'm taking it. Okay. Looks clean for the most part. Now, I think I can actually do a little bit of... actually, no, I can't. Fuck. Damn it. Damn it, guys. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Actually, where is that? Hang on. Where is this thing? Layer 45. The fucking hell is that? Let me see if I can cheat. It's behind it now. Okay. I don't know how that works, but... it'll work. We'll get her. One way or another, we'll get her. Right now, we're just working on base colors. Okay. So... yeah, I need to add some different frames in there. So I feel like what I'm going to do before I do anything, because of how this is going to work, is I have to do that. Oh, this is going to be fun. But I do need to do this. No. I need to do this. We're just going to add some new frames in. Oh. Right. The main one that I usually do is 8. Hold on a second. Can I do this trick? Let me see. Can you adjust the, like the corners? Like to be a little bit more... aha! Yep, you can. Okay. Select. We're just going to have to do this a few times, but this is definitely not going to be easy. But yeah, it's definitely the more efficient way to do it. Go to the corner. It's definitely more easier than doing with the straight line tool, I can tell you that. Plus it just looks better. Okay. No, I see it. Something along those lines. Stop. That's confusing the shit out of me. That way they just look separated. This shouldn't take that long. But we are going to have to make like multiple layers because of how this works. Yeah, I discovered this little tool while doing the other one. But the other one actually counts more as a manga, which is my intent. All right. Does that look okay? This looks a little thick, so let's fix that. I think I know how to fix that. Just max it. Just match that up a little bit. Yeah, that should do the trick. Alright, new layer, frame divider. Slowly but surely we'll get her into place. Looks a little over the top. No, it's fine. This is definitely what I'll be using when I do the next the next part, the next chapter. Definitely we're going to be using this tool a lot more often. Definitely as the frame divider. I just didn't use it before because I didn't know it existed. So, keep in mind, guys, I'm still kind of a noob to this program, so I'm definitely not used to it by any means. Okay. I'm just making this like this so that I can do this so much more easier. Work easy, not hard. It's just going to take a second because I usually don't do like these kinds of frames. Like, as I've learned how to do this and learned how to do it more accurately, I've started to discover, you know, more like rectangular stuff is better than like the curvy like rectangles and stuff. All right. This one, I could probably go like a big rectangle across. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna have to, sure, select. So let me just get this taken care of real quick, and then we'll work on getting the colors and stuff done. Nope. The recoil on this damn pen, I swear. But yep, next chapter we will definitely be using some different tools, some different strategies, stuff like that. Okay, let's see how that looks. No. Okay, why are you going up? Weird. Okay. Now, oh, for fuck's sake, why are you doing this? He pulls that down, then pulls that up. That's so fucking weird. Keep in mind, guys, I have not gotten used to using this tool at all, so definitely expect some rage. If that's gotta be it, that's gotta be it. Yeah, it'll work for now. Okay, now I gotta do this thing. Oh, that's unfortunate, but... Oh, never mind. I can just push it over. It's fine. Alright. And now we just do the thing. push it over, kind of attach it. Okay, I've actually got to get that more accurate. Besides, it's going to be zoomed in. You aren't going to see the outer layer. Only if I choose to publish this would you ever see like the full picture. So it'll work out, but it's definitely going to take some time to get used to this. So I'm doing multiple things at once. So I can get used to this. No. I didn't say select the entire damn thing. I'm just doing this so that it's 10 times easier to do this whole shabacle. Okay. Now I've just got to, let's see. No. Frame divider. Do something like that. Why is that not working? I see that. It randomly chooses to just sing right over the line. I don't know. It's very hard, especially when you have a pen that loves to just recoil. My question is, why is it doing that? Oh no, I know why. I know why. And I'm probably just going to have to do something like a straight line tool here. Luckily, this isn't too bad. Oh, fades on. And maybe before release, I will maybe do this same exact thing to all of the pages. Just so that it does look nicer. Okay, that definitely looks way better. Now I can actually tell where the hell everything is. Excuse me. Alright, back to what we were actually doing. Let's see, panel 9. That's our mouth, right? Yes. Okay. Now we need holy. Hi Nakahara Chuya Executive. Well, it's not about his pink, you're so cool. Sorry, I'm on two devices right now. I have to look at my phone and my focus is mainly on my tablet, so yeah. I have to. I just caught out of the corner of my eye that the heart thing was going like it was going off like crazy. But hello there. Hopefully you're having a great morning or afternoon if you're in another country. Okay. getting color. Yeah, Ibis Paint is great for people who want to like make comics. Whoops a doodle. For people who want to make comics or just art in general, this thing is amazing for those kinds of people that want to just create. Are you making it like a manga or a comic? You know, I really, I really don't know. This could be a manga or a comic. Like, I don't legit. Well, I do know some of the difference. Like, I know the difference between like a comic and a manga for sure is the black and white aesthetic thing going on. Because, well, mangas are usually like, the black and white is basically used as a way to, what's the word? Make it so it gets out a lot more faster. Because if it was full color, it would take way longer. And that mangas are, Japan oriented, even though that is not true anymore because there's people who make mangas based around America and other countries as well. So it's not Japanese oriented anymore, even though the majority of them are. But yeah, comics are much more colorful, they're a lot more vibrant, while mangas are black and white based. Another thing about mangas I think is also that the shading and the shading and lighting is very very like not minuscule, but it's very what's the word? Like it's light basically. It's very light so that it's not as like much work on the manga person like the person who makes it. Mangaka, I think is what they're called. So yeah, this could count as either. Honestly, I see it more as a manga, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. I'm new to this shit, so I don't really know. All right. Anyways, okay, that looks fine. All right, now the fun part. Luckily, that last panel we don't have to worry about. Yay! Hip hip hooray! Oopsie, I didn't mean to do that. All right, panel by panel. Should have been here for the last page that I did. Oh my god. That's one of the like shading and coloring processes right there at the bottom from the last page. Yes, I copy paste, but I don't care. Copy paste as in if something like matches and I can like do it as like a easy thing, then yes, I'm gonna do it. Wish I could send money because it's awesome. Well, I appreciate that because yeah, this is a whole new thing to me. Like I'm definitely new to the chopping block. I'm new to the block of like making comics and stuff. So yeah, this is my first attempt at something like a comic or manga, whatever you want to call it. Oops, what am I doing? I don't know what am I doing. I need to where's the color? Right there. Okay, what am I gonna do here? I think it's just gonna kind of be the black outline thing, like to show that it's kind of close up to her face. I think that's what that's mainly gonna be because there can't be like a two-tone thing going on here. Same thing down here with a little glimmer of like light to her eye, just to give her a little bit of life. Oh, I see I missed a spot. That's very hard to tell. Can you get that color? Fill that in. Does it got color in it now? Yes, it does. Okay. Okay, so the black, like, Vignette effect is going to have to probably... This little effect is always a little tricky. I could try something a little different, but I don't know. That's the one thing about this kind of effect. Ibis Paint doesn't really have anything for that kind of effect. Well, I have to go eat lunch, but good luck. Well, thank you. I really appreciate you coming by. And if it's lunch for you, then you are 9, 10, 11. Yeah, you'd be East Coast. Let's see if I can maybe just do something. But yeah, if anybody wants to get into like making comics or whatever, Ibis Paint is a great thing if you want to do it like, in a simple way. Like I'm still learning, but yeah, it's definitely a good starting point. It's even a good permanent place to stay if you just want to stick to ibis. Personally, I love ibis. It's free, it's easy to use. Yeah. I really don't want something I don't need something techy. I don't need something advanced in order to make good content. That is definitely something that I've oopsie. That is definitely something I have learned. Oh shit. Well, I'm gonna have to fix that. Actually, that's... If I'm careful, I don't think I have to fix this. It's definitely not the most professional thing to do, but I really don't feel like drawing that again. That's why I like black. This is why I like the black and white style, because you can really get away with a lot of shit. Okay. Let me see what the text looks like if I add it. Wrong panel. She doesn't have... Oh, right. So I'd have to do this kind of thing. I'd have to move it up over the top of it. Yeah, that's fine. Don't plan to do anything with that. Maybe the second one I have plans for. Okay. Then I think what I'm gonna do... Let's see. Let's go back to panel 2. Okay, I think we're just basically gonna do the same thing. Then add a little twinkle of, like, color to her eye so that she has some life. Like a big tip, if you ever want your eyes to look good, add some reflection to them. If you don't, they're gonna look dull as fuck. Like right now, my eye is dull. It doesn't look bad, it just looks lifeless, and that's the problem. Didn't plan to use the straight line tool for this, but hey, kind of makes it a lot more easier, I would say. I'm just gonna blur the outside of the edges so that it doesn't look so, you know, squared. It does look squared, but it's alright. Just to imply that's close up to her face. Okay. I want that underneath the text. White. Very, very subtle. Okay, that don't look right. Let's get that in the right spot, about right there. Very, very subtle little shine to her eye. Yeah, I think that's okay for now. Okay, now what I gotta do is I gotta go back to wherever the Vignette effect is. Get rid of the excess. Ooh, I gotta be a little careful. I accidentally put that on the wrong layer, so I gotta be a little bit careful. Like right now, I'm working on You're Canadian. Oh. Wasn't aware of the Canadian times. I'm not aware of like the time zones. Like I only know the U.S. and my friend lives in the U.K., so I know their time zone, kind of, sort of. He's 7 hours ahead of me. I'm 7 hours behind. I know that Australia is like freaking 9 hours or something like that. Okay. And I know the Asian countries, they're like way ahead. They're like, I want to say like 12 hours or something like that. Why am I doing that? I don't know. Why am I doing that? Let's see. I need to go. I need to open this. I need to put that down. Does this look okay? Need to lower that. Size a little bit. Text. Oh, it's on a different layer. Is it this one? Nope. Ew. Oh, it has an effect on it. That's the problem. So we're just going to kind of lower it so that it fits into the panel a little better. It's still readable, so that's all that matters. Eyeball gets obscured a little bit, but that's okay. Alright, now this panel is going to have an asset, which I don't consider assets cheating. I don't. If it looks cool, that's all I give a shit about. Okay, so which way do we want the shadow to face? That's a good question. I think from the right side is probably the best approach here. Okay, so I'm probably gonna have to do this like I did that one page. Yep, I'm probably have to do it on separate layers. Okay, so let's just put this as a Brina, because they're going to need different styles. Oh, I should name this Brina Two Tone. Okay, let's put that there, that there. Alright, let's start with the face first. Luckily this won't be too much work, because it's such a small body. But I do like to give some realism. No, I know I don't have to go to this amount of, like, you know, effort. I still like to make a good product. Wait a minute. It's the opposite way. So, let's see. There's a bump there. This is all about just figuring out physics. Okay, let's see if we can maybe work around this. Basically do exactly what we did last time. Just try something, see if it works. I'm getting better at this, so I should have a good grip on it by now, you would think. No. Put some shadows behind these. Which you'll see what I'm doing here in just a second. It doesn't look, right at first, but once I get past all the nuances and stuff, it'll look nice. It is an effect that is used heavily in like just artwork in general, but a lot in anime like stuff. Definitely. Okay, the nose should have a shadow behind it, but not that much. Maybe a little bit right there. Okay, I'm probably gonna need a smaller brush than that. This one's always tricky. Alright, let's see if we turn the opacity of that down to about 26%. Yeah, that don't look too bad. Okay, now we just gotta do the hair. Okay, so it comes down from this little thing. Something like that? I would imagine so. Seems like the proper shaping. I remember I had so much trouble with this at first. Just trying to figure out how it shapes and all that stuff. Yeah. That was a process. But you learn as you go. I'm not planning to really put too much effort into this because it's such a small body. Yeah, I think it looks fine. It gets the point across, and that's really all I want. And the background will probably be something like an asset, so it'll definitely sell something. And a little folder. Okay, this would be Layla's two-tone. layer. Alright. Same deal, same effect, just on a different body. Whoa. Still on the bucket tool, apparently. Okay, shadow's coming from this way. I think it's just going to be very similar to Brina's. I think I could go something like that, and that would work just fine. Same thing with these guys. But yeah, this is a cool effect if you're like doing like anime stuff. Like it's definitely more anime oriented, but it is also it also is, you know, essential for real artwork because it does like create real shadow effects. Like if you ever want to upgrade like your or upgrade up like get better at like shadows and shading and stuff, definitely look into this kind of shading, which is called two tone. It's either two-tone shading or cell shading. How I learned it, I looked up a video. I can't remember the guy's name, but he's actually a really good, like, you know, art tutor. I want to say his name is like Art Senpai or something like that. He's definitely helped me to learn quite a few things. Like one thing he definitely taught me well was how to draw the like the lady features. Because I struggled with the chest at first, big time. Something like that. Whoa, my voice just like died. Definitely with color, this is a lot more tricky to do, but yeah. If there's one thing I've learned with like comic style or manga style, you really don't have to push yourself like to do like if you were doing like a like say like a drawing of like, you know, a character and you had to be very detailed. With manga style, you really don't have to be. For certain kinds of scenes, yes, you have to be a little bit more detailed. But other than that, I really don't see like very many mangas being heavily like detailed or like heavily shaded unless it's a scene where it needs it, basically. There would be a shadow over here, wouldn't there be? Like right here, I'm recognizing that there is a detail on Layla that definitely does need shade. Because shading still is a thing. It's not the funnest thing to do, but it's still essential. If you want your drawing to look cool. Oops. Yep, just something like that. Light's hitting from that way, so maybe on this side. And like I said before, you don't really have to be heavily detailed. You just have to sell that there's something there. Like this is definitely a thing that I have learned. And trust me when I say you don't want to wear yourself out. It's not fun. Okay. I think that sells plenty enough. Alright, now the fun ones. Sorry guys, I'm trying to figure things out. The fuck is that? Okay, that's panel 4. Okay, am I lost? Maybe I am lost. Or was I just looking in the wrong place? I think I'm on the wrong layer. Am I? I think I'm on the wrong layer. Oh my god. This is just a common occurrence for me today, isn't it? Because there's the actual, like, text that they need. Yeah, fuck it. This is the final step anyways. It's the final step anyways, so we're not really worried about the layer placement. Like, one heavy trick that I recommend everybody learns in IBIS Paint. If you're looking, like, you know how you have like a dot on your screen, you have to go like, you know, that, turn the layers on and off one at a time. IBIS has this little feature where you can just do this, and it tells you exactly what layer it's on. I learned this little feature way too late, and I regret it so much, because, yeah, it sucks having to look one panel at a time, one layer at a time, and just trying to figure out where the fuck that little dot on your screen is, because it's annoying you. Okay. Now we do this one. This will be a lot of copy paste as well. All right. Okay, so this is just basically straight down the face. This will be more for a dramatic kind of effect. So we come down. Oop. So we come down the nose. It curves inward. Across the mouth, into the chin. Then around here, there would be a shadow underneath. Something like that. And then, I guess that just kind of happens. Nope. Inward. Again, I can just erase what doesn't matter. Alright, I think we're just going to do this kind of thing, kind of mirror the other two. Just to kind of give that, like, effect that's like a back and forth kind of thing going on. Okay, that looks like dog shit, but again, we can toy with it a little bit. Just kind of straighten that out a little bit more. Okay, that's not too bad. Skin first. Okay, the shadow underneath the chin, I think, is a little crooked. Hey, definitely right here behind this part of the nose. And up close is always such a pain in my ass, and I don't know why it is. Like, I've definitely learned my weaknesses in doing, like, this kind of stuff. Like, one of my biggest ones is, like, up close proximity. Up close proximity, my brain just turns off. I do not know why it does, but it just turns off. It thinks that everything has to be like what I usually draw. And I'm like, no, this, and if I try to draw it, it looks wrong, no matter what. So eventually I have to tell my piss ass poor brain sometimes, bro, it looks fine. I've looked up references. I've looked up everything. I've even come back to this like after an hour because sometimes my brain doesn't like function after hours of drawing. And I'm like, dude, it looks fucking fine. So quit being a pansy. And that's basically what I have to tell myself. I have to basically say, it looks fine. Your brain's just being a butt. Okay. That's the hair. Yep. Like for a piece like, or okay, for like a scenario like this where it's up close. This is where you would want to add some little extra details. This is where you would want to add some extra details. Oh, the fuck is that? Hang on. What in the fuck? Hang on, guys. Okay, I don't know how that happened. Okay, that don't look too bad. This looks kind of sloppy, but I can I can blur that out. Wrong layer. Something like that. Just cleaner than that. Right over again. Same right there. And same right here. Okay. Perfect timing. Okay, I gotta go help my mom with the dog. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna mute. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah, we were doing Aquina's face. Yeah, that looks fine. It's a little off, but it's really just supposed to sell that it's a shadow. It's like I said before. All you're trying to do is sell something. That's all you're trying to do. Okay, I know what I need to add here, though. And that, I need to give the hair just a little bit more detail than it currently has, which isn't that bad. Just need to get this base color. Darken it a little bit. Okay, yep. No! Fuck. Airbrush. Okay, I need to go lower than that. Whoa, not that low. And what I do is I just go, okay, the shadow would be on this side. Well, I don't do that. Just kind of go over the hair strands with a darker color to give it a little bit more of a, I don't know, realistic look, I guess. You just don't want it as dark as I had it because otherwise then it'll look kind of off. It's amazing what subtle little details you can add just to give things just a slight bit more of a realism. And it's not a hard thing to fix. It's not a hard fix. It's very, very simplistic. All right. I think I know what I'm going to do next. First things first. Oh, shit. Oh, I know what to do. I know what to do. Add folder. Two-tone. Okay. Put these underneath. Because again, if I have an easier option, I'm gonna take it. End of story. Paste. And we just move it over. Let's see if we can maybe do this. There's nothing wrong with wanting an easier option, guys. Nothing wrong with it at all. It is off a little bit, so we're going to have to kind of maneuver it into place a little bit. Just like that. Easy, easy, easy. I can see some little, like, stuff at the bottom. Okay, I need to go to the right layer. That's a mix of both, isn't it? Okay, we need to be on the right color. Wrong brush. Oh, I see that. I see that. It's definitely not going to be, you know, perfect, but it's going to be close enough, I'd say. Okay. Not too entirely sure what that is. Whoops. Okay, I just erased that, so that's probably... Nope. Okay, it's the other layer. Same thing down here. That would be probably the skin. Yep. Okay, that's skin as well. And just blur that out a little bit. Perfect. Okay, now I just gotta get rid of this, which is part of the face. Whoops. And there we go. Did some of that get over here, though, is the question. Oh, let's find out. Don't think so. Actually, no, that's on this layer. My bad. Ah, some of it did get over here. So we need to just erase that little excess. You know, it's very, very mild. You can't even see it. But I'm just that, you know, what's the word? I'm just that poignant about everything. Okay, this one has to be different. But luckily, again, it's not too much work. Not too much work at all. So let's see. Make sure I'm on the right color. I am not. I need to go with that color. Yes, there is a difference. Okay. Over the nose, gap, something like that. I think I already have some ideas for what I'm going to do for these pages, because this is all about her just basically joking around. I think I already have an idea of what I'm going to do in terms of assets and stuff like that. Excuse me. And this shadow, I don't know why, but it always gets me. I don't know why. I hate it. And just straight down. Okay. A bit of something right there. Just don't focus on the hair. It will be fine. Okay, now the nose. And that's going to be a little tricky. Yep, a little too much on the outside. So you bring that in just a little bit more. Yeah, that should work. Okay. Whoa, what the flip? Hang on, guys. Did I go over that hair strand? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Whoops, I'm on the eraser. Okay. Underneath the chin. Okay. Let's turn that down to 26%. Nice. Okay. Just kind of connect that a little bit better. Looking much better. All right. Now we need to do just the same thing for the hair. Okay, let me think here. Luckily, it's just that. Well, I haven't checked the opposite side to see if there's any like shading or anything that needs to happen. I don't think there is. Minus the little like hairbrush effect. Nope, don't see anything really. Yeah. Yep, that works fine. Okay, we definitely need to clean that up a little bit better. But we'll get there. Okay, hairbrush. Let's do the thing. Nope, that's not the right color. Too dark. Something like that, and something like that. Perfect. Nice. Oh, nope, not yet. We need to, God, guys, I'm sorry. Needs to be on this side because that's where the light is not projecting. Something more like that. And then maybe here in the corner. Okay. I think we have an Aquina. Oh, hang on. There's one more thing I need to add, which is to here. I need to give the inside of the mouth also a shadow. It's just kind of like a half moon crescent kind of thing. Make that just a little bit better. That might do her. Okay, let's blur her out. We don't need to worry about the hair strand because it's really not a problem. Okay, inside the mouth. That should do the trick. That should do the trick, guys. That should do the trick. Yeah, it even matches like the whole like setting, which is her sitting in the school bus seat. Alright. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Ew, that's a problem. How in the flip did that happen? That's a good question. Man, we're all sorts of unorganized today, aren't we? Wait a minute. I think I know what I can do here. But how did this happen? I don't understand. Hang on. What layer is this on? 59. 59 would be like right here somewhere. Panel 9. Okay, so that might be an easy fix. So all I have to do is just move panel 9 underneath. Hopefully that doesn't do anything drastic. Or hang on, let me see. Sorry guys, we are having a rough day today. Or what I could do... Oh, I didn't see what layer was on. 38. What I could do is to save us a lot of a headache and a lot of time, is go something just like that. Because, yeah, I don't want to deal with that. I just don't want to deal with that. Just make sure I put these underneath. Where's that last one? Yep, that works. It works enough. It gets the point across. Alright. I know, it's out of order, but you cut your losses. Alright. Now we're on to these last layers, which is... We're on the Layla and the Brina one, which is already done. Thank God. Alright, so this is 7 and 8, right? I believe so. Well, let's take a look. Nothing's getting obstructed, right? Please and thank you. What is this? Nothing. And that happens more often than you like to think. Okay. I think... Alright, what I gotta do now? I think that text is fine where it is. Let's see. Right there. Turn those off for now. Because what I've got to do here is for the next layer, which would be panel 9, which I can't find for some reason. Okay, I don't have to do that. I've just moved that there. It's fine. Okay, panel 9. Let me just double check everything, because I know there is a text bubble here. I'm gonna have to move that up. Oh boy. All right, let's see. We need to go probably something like that. And if I can find it. Like that. Okay, I don't know why that's there, but that's fixable. Okay, where is this? Layer 75. What is on 75? We're gonna piss your pants in fear. I think, yeah, just erase it. I know what that is. That's a panel that basically got left in. Okay. Oh, I see. Let's see, where is it? So a little bit of chaos, but we're okay. Why is she laughing? I don't know. Gotcha. I want to say there was something else there. Like, I want to say there was something else there. Well, I know I can figure that out. Let's go to the references. Okay, not Sakura and Bloom. That's the other one that we're doing. Revised. Okay, we're on page something. Oh, perfect. They're gonna pitch pants. No, no difference. No differences. Okay. I honestly feel like I could just leave that mouth there just fine. Like, I don't even really add some shading to it. Maybe to the inside of the mouth. But that's about all I need to add. Okay, so I need to figure out where the fuck. Here. Like, I really don't think I need to add anything. I feel like it's fine the way it is. All I need to add is just a little bit of shading and we're good to go. Okay, a little bit more. Just a little bit more than that. Okay, it's a little too dark. Nope. Okay, I think I could just connect it like... Nope. Nope. Just trying to even this out a little bit. Okay, I'm just gonna do that again. Let's see if I can get this line a little bit more even. Is that better? There we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay, guys, I think as far as like coloring and shading, that's good to go. Now all we need to do is just add some effects. Okay. Then in that case, this is just a fun step. Alright, I think I already know what I'm going to do for a certain one, which is panel 1. Not panel 1, panel 2. For panel 2, it needs to be underneath all the text layers. It can be on top of everything else. Yep, I think... Okay, now we just go to the just paint assets. So this would be like a, warning. So, yeah, stop it, basically. So this would be like a radio line kind of thing. Let's see if we can find something. I think this is underneath this one. Or is that underneath the bubbles? Shock. That could be used for something else. There's all of our radial lines. Okay. Like something like this. Again, I don't see this as cheating. If it gets the point across, that's all that matters. Okay, I like the white one better. Let's do this. Kind of the same ordeal, but just a little different. No, it actually contrasts too much. Okay, then we're just gonna use the black one. It'll do the thing. Something like that. Then we just need to erase the excess, which is the fun part. I don't know if there's an easier way to do this, but yeah, I found this the easiest way to do this. Unfortunately, it's just a lot of work. The only other way that you could really make this work in a sense of ease is basically you'd have to use the eraser thing on the bucket tool. But even then, yeah. Excuse me. Okay, that does imply snapping open an eye or something. Okay, I feel like that's all I wanted for that one. That one's fine, as is. Okay, panel 3, I wanted to add something. So I gotta go underneath everything, basically. Okay, so this would be dread, fear, something like that. So that's not here. Either that or we could do also shock. Shock is also a good one for here. But considering the way that I had this planned out, it'd be more like... Because it's not really like they're scared of her. Well, they are, but they're more shocked that she reacted the way she did. So I think shock or depression is best here. And I think depression is better just because it's kind of giving the oh god. They're going to turn to demons for a second, but it'll be fine. Nah, I don't like that. Let's go... Let's try shock then. I just want one that doesn't have a ton of detail. Maybe something like that. That kind of works. That fits very well. Because it kind of implies, okay, we won't bother you again, sorry. Something like that. So let's just erase all the excess. Because the one trick don't work very well for this. at all. Okay, just gotta get rid of this. Another thing I've also like tried to not use as much is the numbering, because I feel like if you're telling a story, the reader should be able to follow, and that's the key. You really want your story to like follow. So if you can't get your reader to follow them, what's the point? Yeah, I like that better. I like that much better. Okay, I forgot to turn her text layers back on. Whoops. Oh. Okay. So the ha 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 one is the one that I want to put something on. Okay, I already know what I want. I want something like a radio line because it's like a burst. And there goes my pen. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's for... Okay, so it's on panel 4. We need to go basically underneath everything. Right? What the fuck? Okay, I don't know how things got so screwed up, but apparently they did. Okay. So let's see what we can do. So that's not here. I need to go to the manga balloons. Like an explosion, basically. And I'm seeing plenty of stuff. Something like that might work. Oh, it has me on top, duh. What am I... Oh my god. Can I please not be a dumbass for once? Okay, we need to put that on top. Oh, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. Did I manage to do this? That's a good question. How did I manage to do that? It's because it has a whiteness in the middle of it. So I think what I gotta do here is I gotta go for one that's transparent. So let's find one that's transparent. Like something like this. But I've got to be on top. Come on. Something like that might work. It's a little too... What's the word? It's just a little too... I don't know. Dark. So I could turn down the transparency. Okay, let me see if I can get a better one. Okay, we gotta put that on top. I just need a transparent one. They're not necessarily the easiest ones to find. There we go. That's what I want. That's what I want. Something along those lines. Okay, let's just start erasing. Very, very carefully. This is really what brings like your stuff to life. Gives like that additional little effect, I guess. That's what you could say. Okay, let's not put this on stroke. Yeah. Yep, I'd say that looks fine. It's just a little too dark, so I'm going to lower down the opacity. There we go. All right. Now what happens if I take this ha 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 off? That'd be this one and that bubble. Yep. Let me just double check everything. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, I gotta turn these on. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I see a spot I missed. I'll come over here just a little bit just to be absolutely sure. Okay. I could put like a thing around her mouth as well, down here. Just to kind of give it a little bit of something, I guess. That's really what this whole entire part is all about. Like just messing around and figuring things out to make it look a little bit more, you know, nice. Let's see. I think I know one thing I could add. Let me try something. Like, let me just try it. That's our motto. Let's just try it and see what happens. That'd be 9. That has to be on top of basically the colors and all that stuff. The color and the main stuff. So, like right there. Let's see if we can give this just a little bit more of a pop. I don't want to repeat if I can. Avoid it. Let's try this one. I don't know. Okay, it's not transparent. Maybe that can work. Maybe, just maybe. Turn down the opacity of it just a little bit so that it doesn't, you know, just blend in. I don't know. Let's try it. See what happens. Definitely going to turn on the opacity, though, to give it just a little bit of something so that it doesn't blend too much with our characters. Which isn't necessarily the easiest thing to do. Whoops. Whoops. I see that. Okay, we're just going to be very, very careful here. Just like a surgeon with a knife or a scalpel. Okay, I see something that I don't like, and that's going over the text. So I'm going to have to put that underneath the text as well. Okay, we don't care about it not getting over the line here. Something like this. Oh, I see what's going on here. Hopefully that looks okay. I'll check it in just a second. Okay. Oh, see that? As long as it's detectable, that's really all I care about. That'd be this one. Yep, that's fine. Oh, gardening. Okay. Is it this one? Yes. Let's see. So it needs to be out. It needs to be underneath, like the numbers and stuff. Let me see. Okay, hang on. Is that it? Where's 94? Good question. Where is 94? The hell is 94? I could manually erase it, but that's not really the best thing to do. It's part. No. 95. Okay, where the fuck is that? That's 89. No. I don't know how this got fucked up so badly, but it got fucked up. Guys. 93, 96. Where in the flip did you go? Hang on. Close that. 95, there it is. Okay, where did the big boom boom go? It was 75, I believe. Well, let's do the trick. 65. It was 10 off. Okay, 65. Where are you? There you are. Put that underneath 95. And probably the text bubbles too. Does that look better? Well, the blackness doesn't look correct. So we're going to have to just turn that down just a little bit more. Okay, something like that ain't bad. Okay. Anything else that I need to worry about? Nope. I think this page is done. I don't see anything else, like anything that needs to be like erased or covered. Excuse me. The only thing I can see that might be plausible is to erase the big boom boom like away from the characters. I guess I could try that. Because why the fuck not? Let's see how this might look, and then we'll decide. this is one of the more annoying things to do. Okay, I'm just going to kind of go over that so that the stuff underneath. I mean, I always go over it and take a look again, just to be absolutely sure nothing looks wrong. Like, that is definitely me. I am a double, triple checker. I always, like, check before anything goes live. I'm not sure what that is, but we'll address it in just a second. Scan the small little nooks and crannies first, because it's mainly on these hair strands where it's really tricky to get it. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Increase brush size a little bit. It's okay if a little bit gets erased. We're not too worried about that. Okay, let me, okay, what layer is this on? 60. I think that's part of the original, so that's okay. 61. Oh, God damn you. Okay, which one was it on? It was on... Why can't I think? Okay, we're just gonna do the easy trick then. 59. Oh, that's really hard to see on the preview display. Okay. Yeah, it looks okay. Okay, I can probably up the opacity a little bit. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, just get rid of any excess that I can see. Right there on Lila's face. Right there on her nose. In the hair. Right there. Oh, right there. Right there. Okay, as long as I'm looking from the perspective of the viewer, and it looks fine. That's all that matters. Okay, I think... Just make sure I turned everything back on. Yep. Okay, I think that's good enough. I think that's fine. Now what I need to do... Oh, this at the bottom. What is that? It is part of the radio line. Why wasn't it erasing? Oh, it was that right there. I think 49. That's here. Right there. It's part of the two-tone. Don't know how that got so messy. Anything over here that I'm missing? There's something, but that's very, very mild. Yeah, I'll get rid of it. Why not? Oh, you peach. I said 2. Dipstick. Okay, let's take a look. Definitely in the panels was helpful. Looks a lot more better. That's definitely something I'm going to employ it when I do chapter 2. But this one especially needed it really bad. Okay, let's close that. I just like my stuff to be organized. Even though this one is a mess. I don't know how it got so messy, but for some reason it did. Yeah, it'll be alright. It's gonna be fine, guys. We'll be okay. Okay, I think for the most part, looks fine. Yeah, I think we're done. How long did that take? About 2 hours. That's pretty decent. Okay, yep, I think we're done for today. I think it looks great. Looks pretty solid to me. The radial lines definitely do add a lot more distinction, a lot more character, a lot more emotion. Just gives the panels a lot more character. So, yep, I knew that page would take that long because it's not even close to as detailed as the one we worked on last. Jesus Christ, that was a pain in the ass. But yep, I think we're done for today, guys. So thank you for joining me on this mad journey of bringing this to life. We're slowly but surely getting there. I think we got 8 more pages to go. Good God almighty, that feels like a lot, but it's actually not. Because I know there's a lot of pages that don't have that much detail. And that's kind of my way of like making comics, a like really simple but effective kind of approach. Like you don't have to draw a full-fledged picture in order to get a point across. Oh, I see one more thing I need to fix. This is something I always tend to forget. Because the eyes are transparent. That's on 1, 2, that's on 3. Right there. The eyes. The inside of the eyes. Probably on Brino's one. Yep. Okay. Yep, see? It never fails. It's always when you're done that you realize, oops, well, I missed that. Can't tell you how many times that's happened to me. But yeah, all I can hope for is that when this comes out, there's good reception. I know there's a lot of people that are looking forward to it. But yeah, it's always a what's the word? Like a risk. That's what I was looking for. It's always a risk. I mean, I'm probably going to make it fully, no matter what. But yeah, I've really slowed down. I'm taking my time very, very slowly to make sure that I don't kill myself in the process. But yeah, it'll get there. Sooner or later, it will get there. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you all have a great day, and I'll see y'all next time. Happy horse until then, and make sure to take care.